So it's our last trip to Hollywoodbets Durbanville, and what a wonderful spring we've seen here at the country course. We'll be coming back here in a few months' time because now we've got the important factor of the Cape Summer Festival, which starts on the 23rd of November here in the Western Cape with the Cape Punters Cup. On Saturday, of course, we got the big day leading up towards that with the Cape Classic and some very interesting and exciting youngsters that have been nominated for the meeting on Saturday at Hollywoodbets Kennel. It's going to be sad to say goodbye to Hollywoodbets Durbanville for a few months, but we'll be back here I think in March, so looking forward to coming back to the country course then. But as for this Tuesday card at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, I'm perfectly placed. We enlisted the help of Callum Dixon to chat about the Platinum Racing horses, also Dennis Schwarz about his rides, and Gareth Wright as well. So hopefully they can help steer us in the right direction. As far as this preview is concerned, 8 races, not the strongest card you've ever seen, but a nice opportunity for some owners to scoop an extra few bucks as far as the stakes are concerned before we really open up the taps and the big horses step up in Cape Town this summer. Right, don't forget to like and subscribe to our Cape Racing channel. Very busy over the last couple of days with the sales that were a great success, and let's hope that this Tuesday is a great success as we head over to HQ. Now, what about race number 1 on the card? It's the Hollywoodbets Durbanville welcomes you. Maiden plate for fillies and mares. They go 1,000 metres, a field of 9 carded to face the starter. The first timers are interesting to an extent. Number 3, Call Me Jane, and 6, Beneath the Clouds. Maybe watch the market on those. But I think the horse that bears the most interest in race number 1 is Louis Otwa's ride for Brett Crawford. They had a good day here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Saturday. Number 7, Angels Oasis, who put up a lovely debut behind Elizabeth Grace. We know the Crawford way is not to ready them up first time out and to get going and to come in guns blazing. They do normally kick on with the first run under the belt. We saw that from a very pleasing horse in the same colours on Saturday as well, who improved remarkably from run 1 to run 2. Doesn't look like the strongest race of all time, and on debut finishing 3rd behind Elizabeth Grace when she was green, this daughter of Quirari. She might need a little bit further. The mare Counting Angels was very effective over further than 1,000 metres, but being by Quirari, there could be a little bit of speed there as well. So I'm going to go with number 7, Angels Oasis, as a place suggestion in race number 1. Another horse that is interesting is number 2, Priscilla Maisie, a daughter of VAR. She has got some black type, having run 3rd in the listed feature in Aberge. Her first run back she likely to have needed. That form line's worked out quite nicely, but I think she'll need to step forward from that return. She might well do so under Dennis Schwarz for Glenn Cotson. But the suggestion here, well, at least from a top 3 perspective, number 7, Angels Oasis, as we just chip away going into the place accumulator. Let's go on to race number 2 on the card, the start of the place accumulator, 25 past 1. Cape Turf Club Sales Open Maiden for fillies and mares over 1,250 metres. To call a spade, this is not a very strong race by any stretch of the imagination. So when you're tipping, number 4, Little Lexi is your top selection. You kind of know why. She's a well-bred daughter of William Longsword. The mother was a Grade 2 winner. She won the World Sports Betting KZN Guineas at Hollywoodbets Greyville when she was a 3-year-old. She was also trained by Brett Crawford and ran in the colours of Lance and Delma Cheryl. Gareth Wright takes the ride. Looks like she's turned the corner, but the kicker here is the weight that she carries, and she's got a good draw. She's got 54 kilos on her back, and I think that she just found the right race to potentially get out the maiden. It's been a very slow burn. I'm going with Crawford yet again in the second race on the card. I think number 4, Little Lexi, could very well take all the beating in the first leg of the place accumulator. She can never be a very confident selection because she is a 9-start maiden, and we're really going on the evidence of 1 run, the fact that she's got a lighter weight. So will it take much from the first timer to do something? Number 3, Still Together, the daughter of the United States, Craig Zaki, takes the ride. Number 2, Timeline, has kept some much better company than this, but on the run to My Only Weakness, she is held by number 4, Little Lexi. So I think all of those dynamics at play makes number 4, Little Lexi, very hard to oppose as far as the top 3 are concerned. Let's go on to race number 3 now. This is the first leg of the Pick 6. The One World Syndicate Maiden over 1,400 metres. Well, the whole world was on this horse last time. Number 3, Major Master, and I'm going to give him a few more chances because I do think that there's a racehorse there. Candice Bass Robinson is the trainer. Aldo De Mea takes her out on debut. He was a real eye-catcher behind Let It Be Said. He did some good late work. He looked like he was just going to step forward naturally and win his next start, but he didn't behind Pinot Grigio. Did things go according to plan? I think he had the run of the race. I think it was a fair win from Pinot Grigio in the fact that I think on the day Major Master was second best. But I anticipate that he'll take a big step forward. I also like the fact that he's back over 1,400 metres as well. And I think the further he goes, the better he could very well be. He's got all the attributes of a good horse. He's a big, powerful son of Master of My Fate. He's got the temperaments, he's got the looks, he's got the moves as well. Now he's just got to get into the number 1 box. Has he found the right race? I believe he has. There's very little form to get excited about elsewhere. Scottish Kiss put up a lovely run. The second run was all wrong. Ubermensch was disappointing on debut, he can step forward. But all in all, the numbers, the attributes, the statistics and everything that goes with it makes number 3 Major Master a pick 6 banker in the first leg. So that's what I'm going to do, put him up as a win. And as far as your pick 6s and your place accumulators and bar pots are concerned, I'd expect him to visit the number 1 box at the 3rd attempt. Let's go on to race number 4 now. This is the first leg of the first jackpot, the CRS Big Cap, 16 March 2025 maiden plate, and they go 1,800 meters here. Now, what are we going to do in race number 4 on the card? It is not a very easy race by any stretch of the imagination. Some horses that are hinting that a win's just around the corner, but all in all, I don't think it's the flashiest bunch. I'm going to go and tile out 2 horses here. Number 2, Amancio. Gareth Wright takes her out for Brett Crawford. He puts up lovely gallops here. I've seen him gallop at Hollywoodbets Durbanville twice. And obviously the form and the record doesn't translate into the gallops and the work that he's put in. I think that there's something there. It's probably just a matter of confidence and being able to put it all together. He's had his chances. He's not one to follow off a cliff. However, I think that he's probably got his best opportunity to shed his maiden tag here. So number 2, Amancio is an inclusion. Like I said, I'd be looking at various bet types to potentially make money here as opposed to having a bet on him on the nose. Number 6, Congressman is my backup. Corne Orfa takes her out for Andre. Now, Andre had a very frustrating Saturday afternoon at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. However, Congressman at least has run behind some progressive 3-year-olds, and he's got a little bit more meat on the bone. Over 1,800 meters, he seems to have found a little bit of life. He is obviously by Quirari out of a sprinting mare, so he goes against the grain as far as his genetics are concerned. And I think he'll go well enough. I think he'll be somewhere in the mix. So my suggestion here in race number 4, the first leg of the jackpot, is box swingers, numbers 2 and 6, Amancio and Congressman. Then moving on to race number 5 on the card, the race cape powered by Hollywoodbets Class 4 for fillies and mares. They go 1,600 meters. It is the start of the second jackpot. It's not an easy start to the second jackpot because we've got a field of 8 and it's very difficult to put a pen through any of these. So I think what I'm going to lean towards is an each way suggestion and just hope that the value is on our side. That each way suggestion comes in the form of number 5, Enchanting Choice. Craig Zaki back in town. He takes her out for Dean Kanamea. Dean obviously has a full go once we get to Hollywoodbets Kenilworth with those classic races that come around the corner. This time last year we all knew who Green with Envy was, but we didn't know how progressive and how good he was going to turn out to be. So even though I'm not for one moment motivating that Enchanting Choice, it is cut from the same cloth. The point is Dean's going to open up those taps now. We know that he's got the class and the quality in the yard, and he obviously buys a top horse at the sale. And I think now we'll see some fireworks. So I'm hoping that he can finish off his stint at Hollywoodbets Durbanville with a bang in the former number 5, Enchanting Choice. Her last run to Heliotrope was okay. She was difficult to settle. She took a little bit of a hold. Craig Zaki gets back on board. He can switch her off, and she can do her best work. She looks like that a win was just around the corner. If you eliminate that last run at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, was the second run after a long break. So it is a peak run, number 5, Enchanting Choice. So for all those reasons, I'm going to motivate her as an each way selection at worst. Whole lot of horses can win this race. It's as close to a field race as you can find as we get on to race number 5. An interesting runner here is number 2, Kamchatka as well. I think she could be progressive enough to trouble those horses that might be on your radar. Then we go on to race number 6, the Cape Turf Club Class 5 for fillies and mares. They go 1,400 meters, and again a Class 5 for fillies and mares. That should bring a few horses into the picture here. So let's have a look at them. Number 3, White Waters. I'm going to go with her, Sean Veal, on board for Vaughan Marshall. Vaughan had a wonderful Saturday here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. He had a glint in his eye. He was really ready to go with some of his big names that will be stepping out in the coming weeks. And number 3, White Waters, might not qualify as one of those big names, but the point is she's banging on the door. She made up a lot of ground last time behind Garden of Eden when she was totally switched off. She was one of the better finishers in the race. She went past a lot of horses. Garden of Eden finished in front of a very nice horse trained by Brett Crawford, in a form of Tuscan Romance. And if you consider that Tuscan Romance is also a winner in waiting, and she's likely to come out of the maidens a division higher than what White Waters runs in here, that's my motivation for thinking that the maiden's going to do the job. The statistics will be interesting to see how the maidens go in Class 5 company, and I think White Waters could enhance that particular percentage. So I think she's going to go very, very well. I'm going to put her as an on-top selection in race number 6. I have respect for quite a few runners in this race. Number 4, Fly to Rio, one of those typical Enyan triers. 5, My Only Weakness, could have a lot more to come. She finished in front of White Waters last time out, and if the weights are to be believed, she has every opportunity of staying in front of White Waters. But I think the draw is going to count in White Waters' favour this time around. So that's what I'm going to recommend. 3, White Waters is my top selection, with respect for a few others. Number 5, My Only Weakness, potentially being the biggest danger, and a horse who can very definitely win it. Race number 7, join the energy, capeturfclub.co.za, Cape D Stakes, over 1,000 meters. Cape D, that should also bring your attention to quite a few horses here, but I'm going to go with a horse that won Cape D level at the end of the season. The half-brother to Proceed, the Equus champion, Colt Gelding of last season. Explicit Contents is the horse's name. Richard Faree takes her out for Peter Wrench. Interesting that Richard stays aboard after riding this horse last time out behind Lover's Lane when he finished 4th. He's banging on the door. I think that there's another win in the tank, especially at this level. Over the minimum trip, with the headgear removed, he seems to have found a little bit of life, has number 1 Explicit Content, and I think his running style will serve him well, especially from draw number 1. Not going to be complicated, and Richard is a real educator. When he gets on a horse for the first time and he doesn't come right, he would have worked out what makes this horse tick. So I think number 1 Explicit Content, not for one moment saying Richard's going to come in thinking that he's riding the half-brother Proceed, but he knows Proceed well enough, and he'll be hoping to enhance that pedigree at least. A horse that makes a lot of appeals, number 3 Electric Fields. She went very close last time out. She's got a run-in from here to here. She has not got a big run-in, but she's got a good run-in for what it's worth. She moved in like a winner last time. You've got to sit. It's white knuckle stuff. You counter 10, take a breath, and then counter 10 again with number 3 Electric Fields. If she gets the right break, she'll be dangerous. If she gets the wrong break, she'll still be dangerous enough, and I can see her finishing in the mix. But I just have the feeling that Explicit Content may have a little bit more to give, and that's why he's going to be my selection in the 7th and penultimate. Then we go on to the 8th and last at 5 to 5, Hollywoodbets Bright Future Class 4, again over 1,000 meters. And here I'm keen on a horse. He's sparingly raced, but I think he's a lot better than this field. And I think that the last run coming back from a layoff is serving number 2 Elusive Winter favorably. Yes, he might run his best races fresh, but it seems like the fact that he's back 3 weeks later, that he's in good spirits and ready to go again. Michelle Ricks and Harold Crawford trained the son of Captain of All. Gareth Wright takes a ride. He ran with stronger last time. In fact, he's run with stronger throughout his whole career. And despite the fact that he needed his last run coming back from a 6-month break, I thought he acquitted himself nicely, having run 5th to All About Earl. Now, All About Earl's back here again, but I think the fitness edge was on All About Earl's side last time out, and I think coming on with that run, number 2 Elusive Winter can definitely close the deficit and at least go very, very close to number 3 All About Earl, who's a horse that we all got to respect. There's some good old favourites in this race. We got number 4 Bluff on Bluff, 5 Fort Red. I mean, you combine their ages and they're as old as myself and the cameraman combined. However, they just continue to put in good, admirable runs from time to time. Number 4 Bluff on Bluff, who gets the service of Richard Faree, and number 5 Fort Red, who will be ridden by Pumi Mjorka. And then also down the page, good old number 9 Barney McGrew, who also throws his weight around at this level. But I think there's untapped ability with number 2 Elusive Winter, and I think that he will be the last horse to visit the number 1 box here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville for a few months. So I'm going to put him on top as my each-way selection in race number 8. So that's a wrap. Thank you very much. Looking forward to the final day at Hollywoodbets Durbanville for a while. It's been a lovely stint here. We love coming out to the country course. And from the entire team, we hope that this meeting serves you well. Looking forward to Saturday again. It's going to be another bumper race day on the South African calendar on Saturday, the 2nd of November. Looking forward to it all. But as for this Tuesday, let's hope the weather gods play ball and we can get the 8-race program underway. And hopefully you in the payout queue.